Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to give you guys kind of my tips on if you're making your first budget. Your first budget that you're really planning on sticking to. So just a few things from me making 1,000 budgets over my life. A piece of paper with my pretty pins and all of that, writing it up because I'm an office supply person. I like that kind of thing. The biggest thing was actually being honest with myself as far as what am I actually spending? In my head, I'm spending maybe $200 or $300 on groceries. Maybe I eat out $100 worth. It's fine. It's no big deal. But when you actually look at your bank statement, or you look at it on your phone, however you do it, when you look at it, oh, let me tell you a story. Okay, so when my husband and I bought this house, we didn't have a kitchen. We completely remodeled the kitchen. Well, in the meantime, while we didn't have a kitchen, he built some really nice counters and stuff for us to use while we're in this transition point. Well, 1 month I tallied it up, and we spent over $800. $800 on food. And that included some groceries, eating out, all of it. It's only the two of us. We're not feeding a family of 10. Hold on. So that our food budget got way away from us. And that's what I mean by thinking of it in realistic terms. If you are people who eat out all the time, put it in your budget. If you are people who, maybe you like to get coffees, then put it in there. Put it in there, because the point is that everything you're doing is accounted for, and you're doing things on purpose. So the being honest is the biggest one, is being realistic. You're not going to go from eating out every day to, only eating out once a week. That's not going to happen, because the way your lifestyle is, it's just the way it is. It's not going to happen. Maybe you guys work late, you get home late, you run through the drive-through because you don't want to dirty up the kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. And maybe you don't even have a whole lot of groceries in your house at this moment. Well, if that's the case, that needs to be put into your budget, is some food to have on hand in the house, even if it is just like things you can grab quick. And I know I'm going to get some crap for this, but even if it's not healthy stuff, okay, if you're grabbing a Hot Pocket, if this is how you're going to eat anyway, you're going to go through a drive-through, put some Hot Pockets in your freezer. Put some things in your freezer that you can quick grab. You can grab them, if you get home from work late, or you can throw something in your lunchbox, whatever, so you have it, so you're not running through a drive-through. Now, the second thing is make sure whenever you are making your budget that you're paying yourself before anything else. And I mean literally before anything else. You haven't, on your paper, you haven't paid your rent yet, you haven't paid your power bill, you haven't paid your phone bill. None of it. Your savings, your retirement, whatever it happens to be, maybe you're just right now trying to even save $25 a month, $20 a month, which is awesome. That goes at the very top, and everything else comes after that. Absolutely everything. All of it. And the other thing is, with me, having cash envelopes helps. And I know, people think that's a Dave Ramsey thing, and that is where I got it. But years ago, I kind of did a cash envelope thing, even before I'd ever even heard of Dave Ramsey. To be perfectly honest, we were doing that way before Dave Ramsey, because we didn't have a bank account and, whatever. So we were using cash envelopes. Well, I didn't realize it was a thing. It was just something that we did. And now, there's a whole system, and there's these fancy little things you can get, and there's whole purses and wallets designed for that purpose. But I still don't use those things. I seriously use a cash envelope. And a lot of times it's just the envelope that the money comes in from the bank. And then I just write on it. And I'll just write, groceries, gas, whatever our envelopes happen to be for that month. And speaking of envelopes, the best envelope category that I think we've ever had, and I wish somebody would have told me this a long time ago, and I wish I would have thought about it, was the miscellaneous envelope. This is where all the crazy things, you put money into this envelope, it's kind of like, I don't know, money. Like, you're not sure what you're going to need, you're not sure when you're going to need it, and whatever. But that miscellaneous envelope gets money put into it faithfully every month. Whatever time you're stuffing those envelopes. Or if you're not using the envelope system, whenever you are allocating money for all your different categories in your budget, making sure that some money is being put into that category. Now, ours happens to be also where if we're going to go eat out, that's the money, that's the envelope it comes out of. If we're going to go grab some random miscellaneous thing from Weimar or from the store or whatever, and it doesn't have any other natural category that it would come out of, that's the envelope it comes out of. So, biggest thing is, be honest with yourself. If you have, here's another thing that nobody ever talks about, and of course I have to talk about it. So, when you're doing your budget, if you like to have a drink, put that money in there. If you smoke, put that money in there. If you like to go to the casino, you like to gamble a little bit, put the money in there. If you are somebody who buys lottery tickets every week, put this money in there. Those are the kinds of things that kill everybody's budget, because they really want to do these things and they can't figure out which category to take it out of, or it's just confusing, and then they feel guilty. And there's no reason to. If you go to McDonald's every day before work, put it in your budget. If you buy a pack of Marlboros, put it in your budget. If you buy a 6-pack of beer, stick it in there. That money could also come out of your pocket money, which is another one of those envelopes we're talking about. Whatever it happens to be, you guys, write it. Here's the moral of the story. It needs to be written down. You need to know where your money's going. You need to pay yourself first, and you need to be honest. It doesn't matter what budgeting system or it doesn't matter what you're using. You could be using some sort of system where you pay for it every month. You could be using just a paper and a pen. You could be using whatever, an app, a spreadsheet or whatever, but it has to be accounted for. And no budget in the world will work unless you work it. The important part is you have a plan and you work the plan. The common denominator, the main ingredient, is you. You're the important part. And you're doing this for you. And this budget is for you. It's a form of self-care, a huge form of self-care. So I hope that helps you guys. I really try not to talk about things that I don't know about, but this is something that, it's the foundation, completely the foundation of all of your finances. You can have some really killer investments. You can have, all of your ducks in a row. You could have your retirement figured out. You can have all your payments made. You've got no debt, whatever happens to be. But the budget, without you telling your money where to go, you're going to wonder where it went, like Dave Ramsey says. And we don't want to do that. No. We do not want to do that. So I hope this is helpful. And if you have any advice for somebody who is doing their first budget, I would love to hear about it. And I'm sure everybody else would, because we all like reading the comments. I do anyway. And, you know, people talk here and there in the comments, and we just need to help each other. And I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.